Hey everybody, I am just getting some last minute things set up. Just trying to also figure out how I'm getting my earbuds set up there. And now time to open up the window. Yes, every time I set up it sounds like a ASMR. Oh no. Oh, that's computer, that's why. Nope, did not mean to do that. There we go. Everything looks good so far. Just gonna scoot that to the left. Oh, did not mean to do that. We're gonna start at 2 minutes. Are y'all cool with that? The 2-minute mark? The best of times. Actually, I could have started a little earlier, but didn't feel like it. Oh, first one in the chat is DaiZfrg. DaiZfrg. Or is it DaiZfrg? Either way, let me know if I'm saying it or butchering it super hard. Oh shoot, we gotta start in 3 seconds. Hey everybody, DaiZfrg Panda back again with Brave Paradise. Yes, we are continuing this marathon, and we are finally getting to the start of the route, so episodes 3 onward, I'm probably gonna have to pull a tennis ace and, like, make separate playlists for each character's route. But I'm cool with that. And sorry, DaiZfrg, for totally skipping over your question. How am I? I am doing alright. Doing alright. I just made some more Paradise shirts, actually, just so I could model them today, and yeah, they all feel great, they're comfortable, they look great, and speaking of which, time to plug my merch. Technically merch, I guess. This ain't an ad, really, it's just, if anybody wants to pre-order my Paradise VC shirts, you got 2 more weeks to do that, and you can always get them earlier if you want, just because I might be a bit eager to start early on them, but yeah, making shirts. Comes in this color, pink, as I like to call it, Valamir pink. It's technically called charity pink, as I yank 2 shirts. This one is team navy, so it's a more colorful dark blue, which I really like. And you can have the option for an extra $5 to put the number on the back. You will still get this like little P on the back, but if you want a number and be, I guess, part of the team, I guess I could say, great pun. Yeah. Feel free to mention that in the forum. There's a section for that. Yoink. And last but not least, good old classic white. Here we go, the old school white. And on the back, we got that dark blue with the pink trim. The other one has a pink with a white trim. This one is the dark blue with a white trim. So, I've been getting into my fashion lately as I've been doing more heat pressing and stuff. And yeah, it's been fun just getting to learn the trials and errors. Realized that I was cutting my vinyl at 1/5 of the proper cutting force, and I had to change that. I found one thing that told me on the official site, oh, do it at half of what it's supposed to be. And then YouTube videos were like, nah, do it at this much. I'm like, okay, fine. And it worked. So yeah, anyway, how are you, champ? That is how I am. Shirts. I'll be sure to nab one of them shirts, they snazzy as hell. Oh, thanks, Viv. Like I said, link is in the description, or you can check out the link that I just posted in the chat. So, I'm looking at my other window right now, and it's like 20 seconds behind my actual Streamlabs window, so I'm like, what's happening? Oh, thank you, Nightmare Afton. Thank you for loving my videos. And have you guys played Fatal Force of the Tragedy of the Lone... Okay. Have you guys played Fatal Force, the Tragedy of the Lone Wolf arc? No, I have not, and I'm not sure what that is. Never heard of it. This is Spanish. Ooh. Watch a white American say Spanish? Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. Solo tengo en casa que decir Valamir que pose sin camisa. Oof. I know sins without. I'm trying to think of what camisa is. But I really liked saying that. Thank you, Angel Sebastian. Dirk, I love your streams. Thanks. This isn't the Dirk please me hour. Oh, thank you. Thank you anyway, Hammerroll. I don't know what I was trying to say, but you guys are flattering me too much. Or, folks, I need... Apologies if I am still butchering that, because I'm trying to go for more of a gender-neutral term, like folks, y'all. I've been trying to say that throughout the past streams. I've still slipped up, so if y'all catch me, let me know. Feel free to bonk me. Give me the gender-neutral bonk. It's always a he. Damn phone. Nice. Oh. Is it... I definitely want to be a part of the team. We'd smash in volleyball for sure. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Yo, I would love to. I'm low-key thinking about actually trying to maybe make this like a team or something like that. So, you know, just a fun thing to start out with, and maybe even make stuff for other teams or whatever in the area. Always love making stuff like that. Yeah, sentences be whack on your phone. But, yeah. Too flattering? Oh, you Hammerroll. Buttering my bread. I don't know what the phrase was, but yes, really buttering me up there. But yeah, thanks again. So, about what we're doing today. Today we are actually getting to the load button. We are getting to the... This is where we stopped. The start of episode 2. Oh lord, my lighting is off. I'm sorry, nobody noticed, but this is a sin to me. Better? You can see the light. It's on the left side of your screen. The right side for me. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Wires be hanging around and stuff. Anyway, last time we finished day 1 and had a great chat with our friends last night. And now we are on episode 2, and supposedly, at least what everybody is saying, supposedly we are going to pick a route today. So this will probably be the first route I'll choose. So this means there's gonna be multiple routes that I'm gonna play throughout this. But I'm gonna wait until I get done with like the complete update for one, so that by the time I finish that character's, I could do the other characters, finish theirs, and whenever the next update comes, I'm not gonna be like 5 updates behind on one and like only 2 on another and whatnot. Trying to keep everybody as even as I can. Or well, I guess. Like basically what I'm thinking is I'm not gonna start one unless I know I can catch up to date with theirs before the next update. You know what I mean. Oh, I start reading Ocean Avenue. Oh, that's so sweet. Characters are top-notch. Perfect. Fun fact, this fundraiser is actually for Ocean Avenue to get these shirts. I'm basically half of the money cost goes into like the materials and getting all the stuff so I can ship it and make it for you guys, you folks. For you folks. And The other half is going into Ocean Avenue and funding for things like art or music or other commission-based things to make the novel a lot more pretty by the next few updates. Just so we can kind of expedite it a little bit more so people aren't waiting a billion months to get update 4, because there's a lot of things I added for day 4. Definitely not overload that next time when I write. So anyway, are y'all ready to start? Are we ready to choose a certain someone? I know I am, and I actually know who I'm gonna choose. I'm not gonna reveal it just yet. Oh no, Perpy's on the scene. But anyway, folks, let's get started at 11 minutes. Furious typing commences. 11 minutes, let's start. Air guitar. Oh lord, I forgot about this. Unfortunately, I do not have much of a budget at this moment. So instead of upgrading me to a VTuber, instead, every time an ellipses comes, I'm gonna take one of these bad boys. If y'all know, you know. Starting out with 3, as I try and hold them for the camera. I pray this doesn't kill me. I'm enjoying this. Anyway, let's get started. After I finish chewing these. Thanks, Perpy. Let's continue. I didn't even have to say anything. Yes, they are sour Skittles. Speaking of which, 3 more. Count them, 6, Samuel. Now we're at 6. God damn it. Oh, why we gotta get so many Skittles in the beginning? This is a bad choice. Want some? Holy crap! If Emilio does not wake up, I'm gonna punch him. If he gives me another ellipses, I swear to God I'm gonna shove one of these in his mouth. Emilio? Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. Finally. Oh, not ready. Just give me 2 more hours, Bryce. Who wouldn't wake up for Bryce? You'll never seize the day with that attitude. Let's get those feet moving. Fine, just for 1 more hour then. Oh, come now. The hours you miss in bed, you'll be hunting at night. I'm immune to inspirational quotes. Live, laugh, love my ass. I'm a master sleeper inner. You should have seen me this morning. Well, don't you worry. I'm a master waker-upper. Come do some stretches with me. It will wake up your whole body. No. Just fish me some coffee. Ever heard of barley? Just 20 minutes every morning, and I promise you'll be far more awake than drinking coffee. Barley? What the hell is barley? I don't even know what that is, and it sounds terrible. One of these mornings, give it a chance. I know you love it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. Well, what can I do to help? Don't you know that you have to kiss sleeping beauties to wake them up? Emilio be hoeing it up already. Why is Emilio and the other guy, whoever's in the stone, so horny? I don't think you're... Excuse me. Obviously I'm a sleeping beauty. How dare you insult my beauty face? Well, I was going to say I don't think you're sleeping anymore. Well, I was trying to. Why are you trying to wake me up so early? Early? Emilio, you're 30 minutes late for our planned meetup time. Wait, what? You quickly stood up in your sleeping bag and rubbed the crust out of your eyes. Yeah, we already had our debrief and got our equipment. See? Oh my dear lord, Bryce has a sword. He's gonna kill us. Bryce holds up a heavy-looking sword that glistens in the sunlight. It's a little surprising that the sword looks so plain coming from Valamir. Why did no one come and get me? Oh, people did. First, Rex tried to get you up. Then Ken. Then a staff member. Gods. Inari and Valamir are still waiting for you at the quest board. Oh gods, no. I don't want to go. I know I'm getting up. Just give me a sec. Propping yourself off your elbows, you twist your body twice as you're accompanied by several loud cracking sounds on each side. Bryce slightly frowns as you continue to slowly get out of bed, each motion worse than the last, as if you're wrapped in bubble wrap. Finally standing up, you give an infamously dramatic lion yawn and stretch your stomach underneath your shirt. Or scratch it, sorry. Alright, I'm finally... Bryce? You look around to see Bryce jogging down the beach, waving his sword around his hand. He is a danger to society. Let's go. Everyone else has already picked up their first quests, myself included. As if your life depended on it, you rapidly roll up your sleeping bag next to your lantern, shove your smart device in your pocket, and dash down the beach. Yoink! Even worse, Bryce wasn't even breaking a sweat as the distance between you two seems to grow larger. Bryce, wait up! Slow down! Panting already? I think you needed this more than I thought. You curse your lack of endurance as you jog past the production site, feeling your whole body pulsate with each heartbeat. Even worse, Bryce wasn't even breaking a sweat, and the distance between you two only seemed to grow larger. After a few minutes, Bryce finally begins to slow down his pace and stops just before entering a trail into the forest you haven't seen before. Since you aren't here with us, the staff want to make sure we remember this location. My leg! You begin to slow down as you approach Bryce, lurching over to catch your breath. They said something about an app on your device with the location saved. Okay. Cool. So, how are you feeling after a very light morning jog? Nice, right? Ugh, I feel like laying down. More than anything. Well, It's never easy at first, but you'll build up stamina over time. Bryce ruffles your hair a bit while you're bent over and gestures towards the new trail you haven't seen yet. It's just up these stairs. Think you can handle a little more? Jealous? Yeah, sure. You finally manage to fill your lungs, slow your heart rate, and stand up straight. Thank you for picking me up, by the way. You didn't have to do that. Don't sweat it, bud. Come on. Bryce leads the way as you enter the trail, passing by a large sign that reads, Main Stage. I'm just imagining, like, the Wii Resort, like, that circle podium thing or whatever that's, like, way above the water, and it's just Bryce facing off against Emilio. And just in that same Wii Resort style, Bryce just whacks Emilio off into the water. Unlike the path you took yesterday, there is fencing, wooden stairs, and a lack of diverging paths. However, nicer features doesn't change the fact that this pathway still looks just as discrepant as ever. The wooden boards going up the stairs have been recently touched up, but the decaying railings are still covered in moss. On your way up, Bryce continues to try to convince you to do barre with him, but you're in no mood to talk about more exercise at the moment. According to Bryce, it's some kind of yoga but with a focus on building energy rather than releasing it. Sounds very Bryce. The winding stairs take about 5 minutes of climbing before you reach a large patio at the summit. In the clearing, there is a large marble. Why'd I have to say it like that? In the clearing, there is a large marble balcony looking outwards towards the ocean. Massive pillars hold up the markings of a dome, giving the gazebo an enclosed feeling. There was a mana lantern similar to yours being hung from the ceiling and a bulletin board placed towards the edge of the gazebo. Valamir is here! I hope he likes my shirt. By the time you arrive, you see Valamir and Inari standing next to each other, looking over the balcony. Valamir, Inari, I got him. Valamir turns around with his usual bright smile on his face, while Inari has the look of disappointment of a father figure, ready to whoop us with his belt. Congratulations, Bryce! You have succeeded where many before you failed, staff included. I commend you for your grand efforts. As promised, for completing the quest to wake Sleeping Beauty, you have earned the quest medal. Oh, Valamir. Valamir flicks the metal coin from his thumb in your direction as Bryce swings his arm and leans back to catch it in his empty palm. Wait. Waking me up was a quest? Well, a couple people tried to wake you up already, so I figured, why the hell not make it a quest? And like I said, he just needed a little inspiration and some light morning exercise. And I thought you were just being friendly. Was I not friendly? You know what I mean? Well, it's like they say, you snooze, you lose. Bryce yoinks it out. Bryce puts his hand on your shoulder before he starts to descend back down the staircase. But my offer still stands if you want to try barre sometime. Just let me know. Off to the beach! With a light pat, he begins to descend down to the ocean as you reluctantly face towards the island master. Alright, so. What did I miss? Quite a bit, but we'll make it brief. You remember the rules, correct? You nod your head as you approach Inari, who's standing next to the large bulletin board. Look, bulletin board! You! Do it already! Get the fuck out of here. I would just love if he's just like Curtis L with us. Yeah, for the most part. No hurty friends, stealing is bad, and finish your shit or quit. Two's a party, three's a crowd, and three's company too. That just about sums it up. Although you've hurt my feelings. Finish your shit and grit. Is that what kids are saying these days? Also, what the hell does saucy baka mean? I think it's an adequate summary of what is expected. Keeping that last rule in mind, you can sign up for any of these quests, since everyone seems to go their own way. There is also a quest that hasn't been taken if you would like to go your separate ways as well. Should you sign up for a quest with another person, there are no guarantees that they will cooperate with you, so choose wisely. If you take out your device for a second, I'll show you how to complete a quest. After taking out your device, Inari taps a few times on your phone, dragging 3 more apps onto your home screen. Ah! One app is a map of the island with a GPS, the Notes app with the most viable list from yesterday, and one with the icons that has the words Quest Board on it. Just like Bryce had mentioned, Inari points out that this location is saved on your GPS. Each morning, there will always be new quests posted on the board. If you don't feel like making the trek, you can check the Quest Board app and who has signed up for which quests. If you send us proof of completion to the app, then we'll take the quest off the board. Note that there are only 8 quests posted each day. Only 8. Alright, man. What do you got against us? So don't be late. Lord. Oh, I do feel partially to blame for that. Oh no, I normally Did I not caution you to get your beauty sleep? Did I not warn you of the dangers of losing sleep? Oh, it'd be too tragic for you. Such a shame, such a pity. And Nari shakes his head. I knew it. And Nari shakes his head while sighing, hands you back your device, and walks towards the back of the bulletin board. Do not be late. Valamir gives you a quick wink as Inari returns with a blade of the same quality of Bryce's sword. You'll be needing this. It'll come in handy for destroying totems and slaying monsters. What? We are destroying monsters? Oh shit, it's real. Inari hands over the short sword, which is unexpectedly heavy. But that's most likely because you've never held a real sword before. Your grip gives it all away. If you would like something smaller, Barry didn't take his sword, so you are free to swap for that one. Can I ask a question, or several? Go on. Okay. 1. Is this all we're gonna get? Like, no fancier swords or... That's what I said! At least someone agrees with me. Oh, isn't it too drab, Emilio? Oh, goodness. Oh, God. Where's the flair? The pizzazz? Inari, join the club. I also like sucking on the sour skills because they taste good to me. My jaw isn't making cracking noises, that's just Emilio's back. Goodness, this is gonna turn into an ASMR quick. Goodness, this is gonna turn into an ASMR quick. Anyway. The simple answer to that is no. We didn't want to equip ordinary citizens with more lethal weaponry than already been given. Aren't you allowed to openly carry weapons aren't you openly allowed to carry weapons on the main continents? Such as United States of America, and Switzerland, and Tumbleweed's Knits. Ah, yes, Valamir. Very patriotic of you. Aren't you allowed to openly carry weapons on the main continents? Only if you have a license, which only a few contestants own. But we will have a discussion about treading international legal boundaries at another time, sir. Oh my, now that is a conversation I'm looking forward to having. Speaking of which, isn't this like poaching or animal cruelty? Peter's watching you. Have no fear, Emilio. The monsters you will be slain are all summoned from the drift, as you will quickly notice. It will be as if you are carving It will be as if you're carving flutes. It wouldn't be economically feasible to import a bunch of wild monsters onto the island just for slaughtering. We would have our asses sued. Totally reasonable. I would feel weird if that weren't the case. But that doesn't mean you can't harvest the wildlife if you have a sudden craving for meat. With a reasonable limit, of course. Well, you won't have to worry about that with me. I'm vegetarian. Not your American. Besides, I don't think I'd have the guts to do it even if I wasn't vegetarian. Well, they should count their blessings then. Because if you had the guts, they wouldn't have theirs. Right. Moving along. Did you have any other questions? You hold your sword up to your smartcaster and cast your pocket domain Bible to tuck away your sword. Yeet! Just chucks the sword into a dimension. It was heavy, and you didn't seem to care to drag it along everywhere. It seems that the pocket domain is quite limited in space. So shaping your pocket domain to fit your sword takes quite a bit of space and effort. Ugh. Finally it fits. Ugh. Yeah. You mentioned something about totems? Yes, scattered in hidden locations across the island. There are 3 totems. I highly recommend searching for them if you have the time. Not only is it something for you to do when all of the quests are gone, but destroying one is worth as many quest tokens as clearing. Not only is it something for you to do when all the quests are gone, but destroying one is worth as many quest tokens as clearing a group challenge. So, keep your eyes peeled. Satisfied. Got any questions, Amelia? Yes, all of them. Okay, what's on your mind? Oh. I don't need to know those questions. Yeah, screw it. I don't need to know these questions. Anyway, none? Let's move on. Well, I still have several, but let's just go with the flow for now. Inari will be here if you need anything or have any other questions. Why don't you pick up a quest and get started? Sure. Choose wisely. I definitely will. Whoever I choose, I'll most likely be spending a lot of time with them for the next 2 weeks. No pressure! Someone I think would be a good ally. Someone I think would be a good candidate. Someone fun. fun sex. Of course. Wink. As I say that. Not what I meant, but not what I meant, but not uninvited. Did you get enough last night? Insatiable. The thirst is unreal. Well, if I get lucky enough to wink with someone, I'm sure as hell not doing it where there are cameras or drifters. Ooh, this turned into too hot to handle. You step up to the quest board and focus on who took that quest, holding tightly to the visitation stone in your pocket. Fuck, where is it? Where is it? Shit. No kidding. Let's see. I could always quest alone, and you could keep me to yourself. I choose the Amelia route, where we get horny with a rock. You could have some time to get to know the obvious choice for your hair. We could see what Ken is up to with his wacky gizmo. He seems pretty fun to tease. I also wouldn't mind kicking that perfectly soft tummy again. You are evil. Bryce is a no-brainer. As said by the entire chat. Handsome, kind, and will probably do the quest for me. Perfect himbo, perfect quest. I'm the perfect trophy wife, husband. I do want to show that nothing is up with Rex. Yeah, he seems gruff, but kind in his own way. I also have that favor I could use. Aaron seems to be a lot of fun. I could easily see myself chilling with him, even off the island. If you really wanted, we could see what's up with Barry. I feel like I've seen a movie of a weird man with knives for fingers before. Does he also drive, what the hell was the car? I'm just gonna say Cadillac, and it's probably not gonna be a Cadillac. Probably driving a Cadillac. I don't remember if it ended well or not. I never watched it. Hector seems really reliable. He looks like he could use a friend. Maybe a goofy, horny, dead stepfather is just what he needs. You need to eat those words, Emilio. Tiger Cell, I think I was... Yeah, Freddy would be one, but I was also referencing Edward Scissorhands, if you've heard of that one. Oh well. Oh my, that tastes good. Skittles counter 15. No offense, but I don't think anyone needs that. But who knows? Lots of people have daddy issues. Last but not least is Durian. I honestly don't know what to think of him. He can protect me from the rain. Or could leave you standing in the rain. No context to that whatsoever. He's handsome, mysterious, hipster. I don't know. You can call on him. You're calling him, dude. So, what's it gonna be? Oh, this is so cute! Wait, what? I can't choose? Why did I screw up so badly? Why can't I choose these 5? Can somebody tell me where I went wrong? First, I'm gonna save, though. And we are gonna take a break at 35 minutes. 39, I can't read, actually, my bad. I apologize to leave you all hanging here at the most important moment of the game, but I actually gotta take my dog out. He needs to pee, and I'm the only one home. I don't want him to pee in the house. Oh, they aren't available yet. Dang it, that takes away the one I was actually gonna choose. Sorry, everybody, I spoiled that it's not one of these 3, but... I don't know, do I go with Bryce despite the FVN channel really wanting to do it, and I'll probably just chill with that one. Or should I do Ken? Because Ken's interesting. Or Rex. Honestly, all three of these are solid choices. So, no digging at them, but I am curious. But like I said, I gotta go take my dog out. So I'll be back. Did I say I was preparing stream this whole time? I was lying. The stream already started. Yes, we need a bonk burpee. Alright. There are only 3 outs. There are only 3 routes out yet. Or 3 routes. I plans on completely revamping the game and changing the plot quite a bit. Is that gonna be part of, like, will that affect the route we choose? Yeah, I'm probably gonna, continue with the other two once I finish one, so. Yeah. So I'm a bit confused. Like, the roots are gonna be redone. So despite what I choose now, it's gonna be changed? It's gonna be strange. Now that really does make some things kind of weird. I'll have to ask Dai. I'll have to just, like, ping him constantly on Twitter. Alright, folks, so... which of the three should we choose now that my first choice, which I guess I'll never spoil for y'all because that'll be a fun thing to keep a secret until I get to choose this character. Which of the three should I choose? We should do a straw poll for this, why not? I do not know how to type straw poll into Google. Oh goodness. Or Survey Monkey, what? What? It's an app. There we go. Here we go. We're gonna make the poll between Ken, Bryce, and Rex. Alright, we are creating the poll. Alright, nobody's voted yet. Alright, y'all. Have at it. Go put it in a separate window. Just for now. Yeah, 8 roots is a lot, but... yeah. He wrote that he would change character roots to team roots, then later... oh, yeah, because he was gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna make things into teams. So maybe day 2 is gonna be rewritten too, so... I guess I'll have to redo the day 2 episode, technically. Okay, that's technically good for me, so I don't have to, like, take the beginning clip of episode 3 and separate it from everything else. Yeah, a lot of stuff be crazy. I get the feeling day 1 will relatively be the same, like, because there's not really much team stuff other than everybody just pushing each other off the raft. Yeah, so... this is gonna be kind of weird for me to choose. But let's get to the results. Let's open up the D&D window, quote-unquote. It's just gonna be the Brave Paradise poll. Oh lord, that is a giant window. I'm gonna change it to a different window. Did y'all see who's winning so far? Plot twist, it's nobody. Because no one's voted yet. Then again, I don't think yeah, got things started. The link is in the chat. I just put it in there if anybody wants to see it. Alright, so... display capture. I was like, where the hell is it? Internets. No, that's not it. Oh, that's display capture, not window capture. Yeah, silly me. That's what I meant, window capture. Y'all need to go to the poll and vote. Don't just tell me here. Or you could, but it's not gonna count. Shrink and lay window. There we go. Alright, y'all, remember to vote. Either that or I didn't... oh, 3 minutes ago, no wonder. I was like, why has nobody voted yet? Oh, okay, apparently Bryce is in the lead. 13 votes. I am going to close the votes in... Let's give it 3 minutes. 2 minutes now. It'll end at the 52-minute mark, so... Alright, here we go. I did it. It said 50-50 for Rex and Bryce. Alright. Let's keep on hooking. Let's see how these polls are keeping up. We got 8 to 4 to 2 now, so still a solid lead for Bryce. It's too bad this doesn't, like, constantly update. I wonder if you can somehow. Rip Ken. It's too bad he's cute. Indeed. Well, we got 30 seconds left. If Rex can make a comeback, now's the time. Oof, as I say that, we got 2 votes in for Rex. Will he be able to catch up? We're at 15 seconds. I'm going to reload it one last time at the 52-minute mark, and those will be our final results. Four, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is still Bryce. A close run, 8-6 to 3. Good run, but unfortunately, we are not gonna do the other 2 today. Ken is too vengeful for me. Well, Ken's fun though. Alright, so we are going to start with Bryce today. Look at him, he's so cute. As I try and click him. Let's start through 53 minutes. Alright, 10 seconds. Y'all ready? Here we go. I had a feeling that you would want to see Bryce. Not that I'm opposed to it. He did do me the favor of waking me up this morning. Let's see what kind of quest Bryce was looking into. Worded in an enthusiastic and encouraging tone, you can practically hear Valamir's voice in your head.
Today's most fabulous quest is sure to get you fired up and ready to grumble for this competition. It is the pride of a warrior, the amusement of a barbarian, the livelihood of an adventurer, and the concept that started it all. A quest to slay monsters to protect the beach. An invasion is afoot on Amelia Island. Your objective is simple. You will charge the beach running and slay 35 crabbles before the end of the day. If there are any crabbles left on the beach before sundown, consider our island lost forever as scraps for seafood. But beware, adventurers, as those pincers are no joke. Get caught in their grasp and you'll be out for the count. The safety of our island is in your hands. Good luck.
Well, I guess we're starting off strong. I mean, that's a lot of crabbles. I'm sure he wouldn't mind the help, right? Oh boy, I might need sensors. This is gonna be fun. You tap your device to send a message to Bryce to let him know that you're on your way. That should do it. He probably hasn't gotten too far. Let's see if we can catch up to him. Whee! In a haste, you jog away from Valamir and Inari, carelessly waving them goodbye. Bye, I'm off on an adventure!
Happy questing! Don't die out there!
Your sandals offer poor protection against the hot sands that slowly fill the space between your toes. Honestly, it's better than nothing, because if you are barefoot in the hot sand, ugh, terrible. It's awful. There's a rather pleasant breeze picking up as you get closer to the shoreline, offering relief from the summer humidity. Bits of seashell and driftwood litter your path, and clumps of dry seaweed show where the high tide reaches when it comes in. The scent of salt water is pleasant, and the sounds of gently crashing waves lend a peaceful atmosphere to the hot afternoon. When you look out to the horizon, you see nothing but a beautiful stretch of clear blue water, free of generations of pollution. You know, this is the first time that I've ever seen the ocean. I mean, I've seen pictures of the ocean online before. I'm a city boy, born and raised. I always assumed it would be kinda murky, not so pleasant from what friends have told me. But it's so clear out here. Like a swimming pool. Shame. Well, excuse me for not having a lot of options to travel. If I wanted to swim as a kid, we ran water in the bathtub. Bubbles, Jesus Christ. Alright, hold on, I'm just gonna quickly mute something. Be back in a sec. Alright, sorry about that, just had to... Parents just got home. Doggo went a bit excited. So my parents, whenever they say hi to him, just so they can make him feel happy. Anyway. Oh yeah. Every time. When I was a kid, I would pretend to make a mane out of bubbles to look like a grown-up. Little did I know how much I would dislike actually having one. Aw, how cute. Well, kids are always thinking about what they want to be when they grow up. I wanted to have a huge mane and be a super gruff looking guy like my dad. He's the toughest guy you'll ever meet in the kitchen. Super chat. Aw, thanks Perpy. Perpy donated $5 saying, Dirk, check out Remember the Flowers and Fatal Force, the end. It's a human isekai cyberpunk furry romance, and Fatal Force is about werewolves. I'll have to check out that one. Yeah. A lot of titles I'll have to keep searching up. Maybe I'll have to try some new ones from time to time to spice things up on the channel. Anyway, he's the toughest guy you'll ever meet in the kitchen. Gordon Ramsay style. Everyone knew the kitchen was his domain, and he was the boss of it. He even scared away the health inspectors. He said, if you can't handle the heat, get out of my kitchen, and chased them out with a big old ladle. Which really isn't the best practice if you're caught violating health protocols. If only he was cooking with water as clear as this ocean. No, no! Make me think about my oceans nearby us. One critic doubted if pea soup wasn't being spelled correctly on the menu. Oh, what? Suddenly you're not into it? Although I guess it's less fun if it's more about food and less about dick. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. Speaking of tough guys, I think I see Bryce over there. Ah! So cute! Oh, look at them. They are little crabbles. Oh, they're giant, actually. Holy. Out in the distance, we begin to see the large mutt dancing in the heat of battle with a small crowd of sea creatures. Upon closer inspection, you notice their meaty claws, spindly legs, and round shell. Now there's a shape if I could ever tell from anywhere. The infamously delicious crabble, king-sized as well. Their large pincers snap menacingly as Bryce, in a fruitless effort to intimidate, the beach invader. Unfazed, Bryce doesn't even need to make an effort to appear like a threat to the angrily scuttling crabs. One would naturally be alarmed if a towering brute with a sword the length of your body started walking through your natural habitat. Bryce quickly sweeps in at one particularly brave crabble when it charges in, skewering the core with the tip of his sword. He quickly tosses the core aside with a flick of his wrist while simultaneously deflecting their oncoming strikes. Oh, look at them! Without pausing to see his handiwork, dismantle the summoned beast, he fluidly spins his flexible torso to pierce another one through the esprit shell. Incredible indeed. Yo, he's a natural! It's like watching a stuntman on TV set or something. I feel like I'd be disrupting a professional at work if we got any closer. Sharing your sentiments, the third large crabble begins scurrying in your direction to escape the raging warrior. With a keen sense of battlefield awareness, Bryce notices you looking onward at his thrashing of the consortium of crabbles while seeking out the cowardly crustacean. He gives you an enthusiastic wave with a sword in hand and bellows out with a thunderous greeting. Emilio, would you mind grabbing that one for me? Uh-oh. Your ears perk up and you blatantly stare at the oncoming danger heading your way. So scary. It takes a moment for you to break free of your stupor and realize your apparent expectation to dispatch the giant crabble. With a quivering arm, you summon your pocket domain to reach out for your sword to defend yourself. While having a weapon in your hand is more comforting, your body is unused to the thrill of combat. As the crabble approaches your personal space, you begin to sidestep around each other, gauging the potential threat the other poses. This lasts for quite a few minutes as both of you create circles in the sand, neither wanting to take the initiative. Oh, look at him. There's Bryce. A calm and collected Bryce strolls towards your standoff, scratching his head curiously. You gonna make a move, bud? When the time is right. Is there ever a right time? Just go for it. Give it what you've got. I don't want him to snap at me. I can't just dive in there. Well, someone needs to make a move. If you're so eager, then why don't you make a move? You've handled the other guys pretty easily. Well, if you insist. The large hound jams his swords into the beach and slowly steps towards the back as you circle back its way. Now, don't be alarmed. By what? Where? By me. Relax. Just gonna gently let you know I'm here. Is it okay to put my hands on your shoulders? Okay, just want to make sure. Bryce gently places his hands on your shoulders as you pass by him, halting your circular movement. Despite the warning, you flinch from the large hands being placed on your shoulders, but they hold you steadily in place. Well, hello. Don't be startled. It's just me. As long as I'm here, nothing's gonna hurt you. Okay. Now take a deep breath in and exhale. Your heartbeat races a little faster as Bryce speaks softly with his naturally charismatic tone. You feel the warmth of his hands flow into your shoulders, up your neck, into your cheeks. He leans down a little bit closer towards your ears, as you try to take slower breaths. That's it. There you go. While you feel less nervous about what lies ahead, you can't help but feel even more nervous about what's behind you. A different kind of nervous. Why has he gotta be so horny? Oh boy. Those are some big, steamy hands. Oh god, you're gonna get me feeling feels. His girthy hands cover your entire shoulder span like a warm blanket. You can't help but shiver a bit with a little excitement. You okay there, bud? Yeah, feeling, better. Yeah, good. You know, they can feel how intimidated you are. They'll take advantage of your fear if you're not careful. Straighten out your back, puff your chest out, and hold yourself high. Let them know you're in control. It feels like you're the one in control here. Fair. I'll let you in on a little secret for Crabbles. Bryce slowly but carefully adjusts your arms, positioning outward. He moves your forearms forward with a sword at a 45-degree angle. This is what they're afraid of, and rightfully so. Where your sword goes, or your sword, I turned American for a second. Where your sword goes, their attention goes. Bryce slowly rocks you gently from side to side, and the Crabble begins to rock and sink. Whoa. See? You're in control here. Now, I'm gonna let go of your arms. And when you're ready, move out of tempo and strike. Bryce gently brings his paws off your wrists and takes a step away to give you some space to work with. Okay. You swing in unison with the Crabble and cautiously step away from Bryce's grasp. You slowly take one step closer, try not to break the swaying summon from its trance. If he's lucky here, wait for the CG. Oh no, is this gonna be a timed event? Oh boy. Your once deep breaths begin to quicken as you approach the Crabble and your sweaty grip tightens. But your movement never exceeds those 2 steps. You're locked in place, focused entirely on keeping your rhythm. The Crabble, however, slowly begins to shift its attention away as the repetitive motions carry on too long. Ah! Finally, within striking distance, the Crabble lunges forward and reaches out with both pincers in an attempt to rip away the weapon. Ah! In a fight or flight response, you recoil from the Crabble's attempt to wrench your sword from your grasp. Ah! You tumble back into the torso of the mutt behind you, the back of your head bumping into the orange patch on his chest. He quickly wraps his strong arms around you in a protective embrace as the Crabble closes the distance between you. The claw snaps shut on Bryce's forearms, narrowing, missing your sword by a matter of inches. Oh, Bryce, no! Oh! No, don't hurt Bryce! No! Ugh. 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 The edges of the claws slip through the heavy, matted fur, ripping apart a layer of skin with small spurts of blood. Bryce grimaces from the pain of the vice grip crushing down on his forearms, yet his voice remains composed. Ugh, Mirio, now is your chance. Bryce, are you okay? I'm fine. Knock out the claw while I've got him. You slip through the Guardian's shielding arms for a better angle to make your move to free your grappled ally. With the claws occupied, the Crabble is unable to defend against the quick strike of your sword directly through its aspirate core. You swing the sword out of its body with the core looped around your blade. Bryce, no! Bryce! The summon begins to waver and fade from this plane, letting you breathe a sigh of relief. With the threat being dispatched, you turn to check on your brave rescuer. Gods, Bryce! I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I'm fine, bud. No worries. This stuff happens all the time. You could see the lingering indentations where his arms were seized, bruising from the pressure of the Crabble's crushing grip. Not to mention the small trails of blood which have dyed his fur several shades darker. What do you mean this happens all the time? They could have broken your arm! Nah, they can't get through all of this beef. Are you okay? Are you okay? You look a little spooked. How could I not be? Just look at you, dude! Your arm is turning as blue as Aaron! Give me 5 minutes with a first aid viable and it'll be good as new. Just 5? Dude, we need to go back to camping! Bryce holds up a wounded forearm and motions for a pause in your panicked speech. I'm really okay, I promise. I've had much worse. You've had worse? No, we gotta hug him! What's more important is that you're safe. But your arms! Bryce sighs at his failing attempts to calm you down and lets his shoulders droop down. Look, if you're not that worried, why don't you give me a hand with casting? I could use a little help. If you're okay with... Of course! Hand them over! You bluntly stick out your hands in a demanding manner, followed by a small chuckle as he gently puts his arms by your hands. Initiate viable, first aid. Loading. Authorized. A gentle glow of energy flows through your hands as the chime rings, emitting a sparkling green mist from your palms. You carefully hover your hands over the wound, making sure to not touch the tender, bruising areas. It's even worse up close. Gods. You're really over-exaggerating. You really were not. A Crabble's pin should not be taken lightly. Are you kidding me? You've got 2 huge gashes on each arm. It hurts, but I can take it. In fact, would you mind putting your hands on my arms? You're choking. You don't need to worry about hurting me. Really, grab onto the marks and let it soak in. It will work faster if you do. I guess it would. Cautiously, you place your casting hands on the meaty part of his forearm, just below the elbow. The soft fur on his body bellies the incredibly dense muscle underneath, which slightly twitches at the tingle of your touch. He winces in pain, but lets out a sigh of relief as he adjusts to your grip. God, it's like touching warm steel. I don't think I've ever held onto someone so firm. Jealous. I mean, it's hot as hell, but so weird to feel the indents. He's gotta be in way more pain than he's saying. Right? Desensitized? I mean, maybe. We stand in silence for a couple of minutes as his arms begin to return to their natural color. Oh, you're better now. The blood-soaked fur begins to fade back to its original coloration as the blood slowly returns to the vein it leaked from. Eventually, Bryce leans in a little closer to grab your attention, catching you off guard as you're mesmerized by his density. Oh, wait, did he open his eyes? Oh, I thought he's opened his eyes for a second. I was like, what? Bryce's eyes confirmed? So, what brought you to the beach anyway? Is it about barley? If you give me a little time, I could finish up this quest and... Oh, no. I actually, just signed up for the same quest. Didn't your phone notify you? You wouldn't know. I don't check my phone very often. Not used to having one charged, to be honest. Oh. So you were looking to race. See who could get the most crabbers. No, I appreciate the confidence, but no. I thought you could use a bit of help, but, clearly I'm no help at all. You look like you had things in control before I got here. Well, this kind of thing is pretty routine for me. Yeah, I could tell. You got rid of their core so efficiently. Crabbles are pretty simple creatures, really. Just got to know where they want to pinch you. Bryce reaches out to quickly poke you in the chest to simulate a pinch and smirks. Wait, did he just pinch me? Oh! Just by the force of his playful jab is enough to push you back into the sand a bit, but you maintain your footing. Most of the time, it's the most threatening thing in front of him, like our big pointy swords. Knowing that, it's not hard to bait them into a fight and strike through the opening in the shell. As long as you take the initiative and strike first. Yeah. Noted. Well, practice makes perfect. Yeah. I don't really have any practice in that regard. You shyly shift your glance away from Bryce's gaze, embarrassed by your ineptitude. He takes another notice of your diminishing confidence in your voice and shrugs his shoulders. I had planned on taking this quest alone, but perhaps you'd like to watch me in action. Might learn a thing or two. Oh, well, if you've got this quest covered, I don't want to be a distraction, or bait for that matter. Oh, don't worry about those things. I'd make sure you were out of harm's way. I also wouldn't mind having an audience. You'll find that I'm a bit of a show-off as you get to know me. Oh, it's so adorable! The Bryce sips are truly here. Oh, goodness. Every day I sip more and more for this guy. Bryce quickly grabs your attention again with a dramatic winking motion and cheery grin full of confidence. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've never held a sword before this contest, yeah? Is it obvious? Is it that obvious? Was it the angle? My grip? My stance? A little of everything. But I've also been practicing my swordsmanship for a long time, so it's more noticeable for me. Wait, really? Are you like some kind of expert swordsman or something? You could say that. Back in Alvant, I have a weapon carrying license. Need it for work. Huh. Sounds like I'm pretty screwed for this competition then. Well, I wouldn't say that. Maybe. It's cool. You don't need to pity me. Oh, no. I mean... maybe. Maybe instead of watching. Would you like to go get some more hands-on experience? I could show you the ropes a bit. Spicy. I want more hands-on experiences! I mean, if you're offering, you don't mind, right? Would you have a disadvantage? Not at all. Wouldn't have offered it if I did. I'd appreciate the company, and if it makes for a better competition, then I'm all for it. Just keep in mind that I'll be keeping the reward since I'll be doing most of the hard work. Consider it payment for the free lessons, too. You slump your shoulders in response. Well, it's really tempting, but I don't want to be losing out on any quest medals. Oh, come on. It wouldn't take long. I plan on finishing this quest up in maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then moving on to another quest. You're gonna take 2 quests today? Of course. There's no real sign we can't take more than 1 quest in a day. Just have to knock them out one at a time. After I finish things up here, you can pick up another quest too if you want. How does that sound? Well, I'm not sure that I could do two in one day like you can. I should probably be dedicating my time to one quest and making sure I can get it done. Milio! I mean, I really want to stay, but... Spend the time looking for a totem then? Or find some food or something. You could even practice what I taught you. There are plenty of ways to still be productive. True. What do you think? Should I do it? I'm gonna go for no. Fuck it, you've got yourself a deal. If I'm gonna need to battle my way through a majority of these quests, might as well learn how to fight properly. Great! I think this would be good for you. You look like you could use some more exercise. Are you calling me fat? No, not fat. More like... You're likely to die in the wild if you're not careful. Your stamina is low. You're not watching your breath as you jog, and the sound that your back makes. Oh dear lords. Oh, you mean this? Ah! I'm back! You take a moment to twist your back until you feel a familiar release of tension, accompanied by a jarring... Oh god, I just made the same noise. You take a moment to twist your back until you feel a familiar release of tension, accompanied by a jarring assortment of cracks and snaps. Yes. Oh, that. There's no way that's a healthy sound. Oh, but it feels so good. I'll try to do it the other way now. Ah, almost. You begin to twist your body in the opposite direction, unleashing a new melody as if someone had set off a second firecracker. Ew. Oh, I guess we all have our talents. But I'm adding some bonnet to the deal. At least one morning, give it a try. Give it a go. I think it would do your back wonders. Do I have to? You pick the morning. Just once. Consider it a strong maybe. Like a limp-wristed handshake? Good enough for me. Why don't we find some more crabbles so you can watch me more before I actually show you anything? Might be easier to explain things I'm talking about if you can see it in action first. Sounds reasonable? Yeah, that makes sense to me. But let's give your arms a little time to recover. Bryce lifts his arms up and flexes his fully recovered arms. Not a speck of blood or stain to be seen or strain. Say, good as new. Come on, let's go find some more crabbles. He flashes his award-winning smile in your direction and begins to stroll down the beach, free of care. Who am I? Let's go to the beach, each? Here, crabble, crabble. Here, crabble, crabble. I can't tell if he's just being reckless or what. Big, strong energy. Seriously. But you know what? That's exactly the kind of vibe I need. I need a big, strong man in my life. A big, strong lady. With a renewed determination fueling your body towards the salty hound, you join Bryce in his crabble call. Here, crabble, crabble. Ah! Sorry, I had to jump scare you guys a little bit with that. There was a crabble underneath me. You walk alongside the massive mutt down the beach, echoing each other in your childlike animal calls. Nicki Minaj. While your beckoning doesn't draw any attention, you do happen to find a school of them further down the shore. There he is. Bryce crouches down and motions for you to kneel by his side. Considering that you're not kneeling behind anything for cover, you continue to stand. Alright, so let's see what we're dealing with here. I'm counting about 6 of them. I think you're missing some behind the bushes over there. I'm counting about 8. Oh wait, one more. 9. So you have 6. Oh, I have 6. You have 9. Nice. What did you say? Oh, nothing. You're right. Good eyesight. Battlefield awareness is one of the most important parts of combat. Well, you might have seen them if you were standing. Now, what do you think we should do in this situation? 8 versus 1. I guess I would try to figure out some plan or crowd control. Maybe lure them into a trap or something? That would be the safest approach, yes. However, you're not always given the chance to create such a plan. What's most important here is to take the initiative. Control the flow of the battle. Be a step ahead. The quicker you finish the fight, the better. Don't try to draw things out. Okay. Sure. That makes sense, I guess. Excuse me, Bryce, I'm gonna have some Smarties. These are not Smarties, these are Skittles. I am blind, and they're 3 green ones. Ooh. The sourest ones. Or no, wait, those are lemon. Second sourest. So good every time. Skittles counter 18. So... how are you... Ugh. Jaw! Without a warning, the large beast beside you flies forward, nearly knocking you over in the process. Bryce bellows out a tremendous battle cry that reverberates down the beach, letting his presence be known to everyone on the island. Yaw! Come get me! The Crabbles have nary a chance to react or guard themselves before the beast is upon them. With a powerful sprinting leap, Bryce swings his sword in a large arc downwards on the center of the nearest Crabble's shell. The Esprit splits apart violently with a force that could be part the sea, dividing the Crabble into 2 separate halves. The core of the summon disappears between the 2 halves, now buried beneath the layer of sand from the impact. The surrounding Crabbles immediately put up their claws instinctively, as their comrade fades back to the plane they came from. Bryce stands from his position with a rocking motion, letting the blade swing downwards on the old... I can't read. Bryce stands from his position with a rocking motion, letting the blade swing downwards like an old grandfather clock. His blade slowly rises as he begins to get closer towards the group, continuing his hypnotic movements. The pincers of each Crabble sways with each movement, rocking back and forth to catch the blade as soon as it's within reach. However, as soon as the blade hits the top of its arc on the right side, the sword flashes from sight. Shaw! Bryce twists his body backwards, causing him to spin in the opposite direction of his swing. His sword swings in a lateral circle surrounding his body, which sweeps through the bodies of the 3 Crabbles in front of him. With the Crabble's arms pointing upwards in the opposite direction, there was no chance for them to defend against the strike. 3 sets of tin cans fly off of the direction from a nearby palm tree, making a loud clanking sound as they hit the trunk. Startled by the sudden noise behind them, the other crab will slightly shift around them to see where the noise originated from.
Get back here!
Without a moment to spare, Bryce expertly weaves his way forward to take the advantage of his distraction. His large strides quickly reach the destination, as the large warrior soon looms over the crabbles. The crabbles reach out for their blade to put the snap of their pincers, only catch air while the sword sweeps between them. The cores of 2 more crabbles are swept from their insides, landing in the nearby sand. With only 2 crabbles remaining, they both begin to scurry away in fear of their reckless intruder.
Not in my house.
Similar to before, one begins scurrying towards you but is unable to escape from Bryce's grasp. Ah! He outpaces the crabble in a sprint and pierces through the center of the crabble. Whew! With the crabble core skewered on his blade, Bryce begins to slowly lift the sword upwards as he makes his way back towards you. The crabble slowly begins to slide off the sword with a jelly-like composition. As he approaches you, he lets out a hefty sigh of relief as the crabble begins to fade and melts into the air in front of you.
Kinda sad how the cores of these little guys seem to be trash. Think this joke is gonna have some kind of underlying eco-friendly thing?
Dude, you just fucking wrecked those crabbles! Almost forgetting his rampage from a second ago, Bryce snaps into a valiant pose with his sword held up high in the air.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, that was seriously impressive.
Good. Glad you liked the show. See what I meant about taking control of the battlefield? Throw the enemy off balance and they'll be fighting an uphill battle. Alright, uphill battle?
Yeah, they really didn't stand a chance.
Well, there you have it. You're learning already.
Well, actually, no, I haven't learned anything. I mean, there's no way I could just jump into things like that. Your steps are way bigger than mine. You have more reach. You're naturally intimidating. There's more power in your slashes. You're like way stronger than I am. You know what you're doing. And I don't have that kind of confidence with big snappy crabbles.
Well, yes. But what's most important is that I got the point across. Stay confident and be on the offensive. If it works for me, it will work for you.
This seems like bad advice.
Well, if you want something done, you've got to be proactive, right? Oh, that's not such bad advice.
It's not bad advice, but in general, but I feel like we're missing a whole lot of steps here.
I think I get where you're going, and I think you're right. I promised you some hands-on experience, didn't I? You can take the next crabble and I'll watch this time.
Okay, that's not quite what I was hitting at. I need to start with the absolute basics and build my way up. You know, learn how to hold a sword, then scaffold my way up until I'm ready to try that again.
Wouldn't it be best to learn by doing?
Not in this case. I'm gonna get my arm chopped off.
You'll be fine. I'll stand by you like I did last time.
So that you'll get hurt instead? No. That doesn't really sit well with me.
I won't.
You can't seriously promise that after what happened.
Well, if you don't practice, how are you going to learn?
I'm not saying I don't want to practice. I just want to know what I'm doing. Like, show me how to hold the sword and how to swing or where to look.
Oh, you pick it up as you go.
I think I know what's gonna happen. if there's a Crabble right behind them, you know what that means. You'll pick it up as you go. If you think about the specifics, you're going to distract yourself. It is best to dive right into it, and it is best to dive right into it so that you don't overthink things. This isn't overthinking things. You're just not taking this seriously. I am being serious. Are you? It doesn't really feel like you're seriously trying to teach me. I need real practical lessons, not just some inspirational quotes or ideologies. Emilio, I think you're missing the point. Bryce stops mid-sentence with a shocked expression and then begins to laugh quietly, holding back his amusement. Oh? What did I miss? It's not what you missed. Unamused, you scowl at Bryce as if he's ignoring your complaints on his teaching style. Dude, I'm trying to be serious. Shh. Take out your phone, open your camera, and slowly tiptoe around me. Please, I promise to be serious after. Listen. Alright. Confused and grumbling, you begin to follow Bryce's directions cautiously, moving around Bryce. As you make your way around him, you start to realize what was so amusing and softly gasp. Uh-oh. I mean, I guess that's technically a censor, but does it really have to be? Do I really have to censor this? Fine. You look so cute, though. Oh, not that. Shift. If you really want a Christian-based VN, I'll do this for y'all. There. Much better. Booty call. Alright, you get one more look. One quick look before the algorithm kills me. Happy? Alright, it never happened. The last Crabble that had gotten away earlier managed to sneak up on Bryce and grabbed onto his bathing suit while aiming for his wagging tail. Yes, that cake indeed. Ah, he's so beautiful. Bryce carefully turns his body towards the ocean, not to alert the crab, and to present you with a better view. He uses his free hand to gesture with his thumb and index finger to take a few shots. Without a moment's hesitation, you begin to snap as many pictures as you can, while Bryce smiles in your direction. For other reasons. His perfectly plump cheeks are hanging out of his shorts, giving us a decent peek below the waistline. It's just like that. Sunscreen commercial. Or was it a cartoon? Who cares? Booty! I don't know. Give me some more time to think about that. Well, let's not leave him hanging. Let's go. He's going to let go in a moment. Did you get the shot? I got a couple. But it might be best if I try from another angle. Nah, it's fine. Better safe than sorry. Suddenly, Bryce whiplashes his body around with a powerful twist of his hips, yanking himself out of the Crabble's grip. The Crabble leans back and uses the momentum to send its big, meaty claws at the mutt's weapon. And I'm gonna change the sensor bar back to what it originally was. Whoop! Alright, you cannot see anything now. There we go. The Crabble leans back and uses the momentum to send its meaty claws at the mutt's weapon. Unlike the others, his pincers catch the horizontal blade with both limbs. Bryce pushes the blade further into his claws and kicks his foot into the Crabble's expert body, knocking out the core from the center of the shell. It was quite an impressive feat that you missed, as your eyes are completely locked onto your device's screen. I knew it. And he's gone. Would you mind sending those to me? Yeah, no problem.
Great, thank you. It's rare to get a photo opportunity like that. The thought a laugh might break some of the tension as well.
Yeah, it's, really funny. Look at that perfectly round ass.
Good. How does my butt look?
Somebody is competing with me. Let's just say that. Perfect. I mean, the shot is perfect. It looks good. It's good. I like it. You know. Eat those words, Emilio. So delicious. This is as not safe for work as it gets for now. I could see that. Funny stuff. Good. Now that the mood has lightened up a bit, can we sit and chat for a bit? I promise I'll be serious. Sure. Well, you and Bryce took a quick seat in the sand after stepping away from the rising tide. There we go. Now, where were we? Sword fighting? I think we're moving too fast. Right. Before I say anything else, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm rushing ahead. I'm just trying to show you how to fight like I know how. It's hard to explain everything or really even know where to start. I never really got formal training myself. I learned by watching and practicing on my own. I quickly came to realize, especially when fighting beasts, that there is no single way to handle things. Like the trick with the Crabbles I showed you. I learned that by watching them on the beach for nearly a decade. But even after watching them, it took a lot of tries to actually get that trick to work. When you were approaching the Crabble, what were you thinking about? Well, I was thinking about your advice and trying to match what you were doing. But then you got caught up in the motions. Why is that? I guess I got too caught up in trying to keep a rhythm so that he couldn't snap at me. That's what I'm worried about. Overthinking things. You just don't have that kind of time. When I fight, I feel. A lot of my movements are reactions. The more you practice, the more you'll adjust to their movements and the faster you'll naturally react. Okay, that all makes sense to me. Or that all makes a little more sense, at least. However, I don't think this is the best way for me, specifically, to learn. I'm all for hands-on learning and experience, but I was hoping for a little more guidance. You're telling me to run before I even learned how to walk. You know what I mean? I need a plan, a process, some steps to follow so I don't feel like I'm blindly walking into danger. Especially after seeing what they did to your arms. I can't just ignore that. I suppose something like that might be a little traumatic. Yeah, that shit was so scary. I'm not really all that thrilled about trying again right now. But I know I have to. So I want to be as prepared as possible. So when you said hands-on experience, I was hoping that meant more like earlier when you said you helped me adjust my body. Like when you mentioned I was holding my sword wrong. Remember that? Why it was wrong?
You were holding the sword away from the hilt. You might want to have your inner palm touching it.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff I want to know. Shouldn't I learn how to hold it properly before I try to swing it?
Well, yes. But this isn't traditional sword fighting. We're hunting animals.
I think it still applies. I get caught up in thinking about your trick because that's all I knew at the time. I didn't really know how to get my sword close without it getting grabbed or worse. My twig-like arms would have snapped in half if you didn't step in for me. But if I know a good way to move out of that swinging motion quickly without losing its tension, then maybe I wouldn't freeze up, you know? Soon, I can't just learn by only watching or by throwing myself into a fight without a plan. That's just not my style of learning. Bryce tucks his arms over his chest and crosses them, looking down at the sand with furrowed brows.
I'll try to slow down, but I suppose I never really took the time to think about the details when I'm really doing.
Bryce rubs the back of his neck and tilts his head a bit, a small smile appearing on his face.
Most of the time, I'm just acting in the moment. Like some of this. Ha! And this. Yeah!
Bryce pretends to karate chop the air multiple times, each strike sending a small breeze in your direction.
Whatever feels right.
I hope nobody will get the darkest shame. Oh, that'd be hilarious. We've approached 24 Skittles, people. 24.
Sorry if that's not helpful. Might have bitten him off more than I could chew.
It's okay. I still appreciate that you're trying. Maybe you could just start by showing me how you hold your sword and just go from there. Bryce lifts himself up physically and emotionally, returning to his naturally relaxed demeanor.
Sure, let's start from here.
Or actually, no, let's start from there.
Then, if you feel like you're ready to take on a Crabble, we'll do it. If you don't get to the point, maybe we could try fighting something else that won't hurt you.
Like a tree?
I meant me. What good is fighting a tree going to teach you?
I don't know. Don't people in movies chop wood to learn this kind of stuff?
Do they?
I think. I don't know. I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head. But if you would practice sparring with me, I think that would probably be the best kind of lesson.
It sounds good to you then?
Sounds like a plan to me. You reach for your sword and plunge it into the sand as a support to help you stand up from the uneven sand. So, how am I supposed to hold this thing?
Well, first off, definitely don't do that. You'll dull the tip of the blade.
Gotcha. Sorry. Shoot, I didn't even look. Okay, so I'm gonna have to finish in a couple of minutes, so I may have to cut things off right at the end of this segment, so unfortunately, this is gonna be a brief ending. I'm probably not gonna finish the day. But anyway, first off, definitely don't do that. You'll dull the tip of the blade. Oh, oops, maybe. No worries. Now, let's see if you can hold it like this. Bryce picks up his sword in his hand and holds it out with his arm outstretched in front of him. He holds the position for a bit before tilting the sword to a sharper angle and bending his arms a bit. Or maybe like this, right? I don't know, you're the weapon expert here. Maybe now I'm the one overthinking things. Why don't you hold it up again and I'll just adjust your hands. Your lessons slowly continue into the afternoon with Bryce, whose shaken confidence was reinforced by his consistently positive attitude. As promised, Bryce gives you the full hands-on experience, adjusting your hands and arms with his own to help his style, or with his own to help match his style. Aww. Now that he has slowed down his approach, you are also left with more room to ask him questions about specific details. Oh, look at them, they're so cute together. Oh, I love these like shapes though around these little CGs. They're so cute. He doesn't always have an answer to your questions, but you're able to figure out some of them by observing his movements. Once he teaches you how to hold a sword properly, you go over different kinds of sword swings and positions. Although Bryce may not consider himself a good teacher, you start to pick up some basic techniques for combat. Aiming for specific locations, being careful not to telegraph your movements, and how to properly defend yourself. You practice sparring with Bryce to practice what you have learned and manage to slightly improve over the course of a few hours. About every hour, you take some rest breaks with Bryce and head to a nearby estuary to get some drinks. However, your breaks are cut short for the energetic warrior recovers quickly and drags you back to the beach for more rounds of training. Despite the rocky beginning and unrelenting instruction, it was easy to see that you were thoroughly enjoying the lessons. Bryce's competitive nature makes him a natural motivator to keep you fighting through the hot summer sun. In fact, it seems that you were both so engaged with the lesson that time had begun to escape you both. Pew 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 pew, sword fight, pew pew. Oh, does it change? Oh, I thought it was gonna change for evening. But anyway, as the sky begins to shift shades as the sun heads for the horizon, I will have to save here and say, that is all for today's episode of Brave Paradise. So 1:53:05. So apologies for cutting things very briefly here. Gotta drop my dad off and actually go to an open gym because I'm doing some volleyball tonight. And I'm gonna show off this shirt, baby. Alright, so I am going to quickly thank my patrons and then head out. You're not preparing the stream right now? Quickly, my tiered dorks are awesome people. Well, even all my patrons, but you could be a tiered dork for at least $3 or more, but being a tiered dork has some great benefits, such as exclusive Not Safe for Work readings, early access to my visual novel Ocean Avenue 7 days before the public release, and other polls and other exclusive sketches that are patron exclusive. Alright, so, first off, I want to thank my fellow dorks, my $3 and above tier, North Chris, Andrew Corona, Type A Roth, Mogram Wolfram, Andrew Buenaventura, Kuma Richards, Ryan Atkins, Crunchy Balls, Tagrin, Neil, Kiam Otter, Spike, Spatan98, and Johnny. Now I want to give a very, very, very special thanks as I close my Skittles bag to my exclusive dorks, Fire Knight 2008, and Kale Tiger. Those are my patrons, so yes, thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, I said thank you all. Making sure it's gender neutral. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care, folks.